Hey there, YouTube. I was playing around in the kitchen yesterday, and what I made turned out really good, really tasty, so I thought I would share it with you. When I lived down in Costa Rica, I really enjoyed ceviche throughout the years, and not just fish ceviche. Even before I went plant-based, I had tried plantain, green banana ceviche, and it was always very good. A lot of times they'd serve it at sodas with typical meal, and it would just be like a little side. So I had not had any in probably 7, 8, 9 years. So I just got a wild hair this week and thought, why don't I make some on my own? So I started fooling around on the internet, and I Googled a little bit. I saw a little bit of how somebody else did it. I watched how different people made it. And I basically came up with just some basic ingredients, or just saw what everybody else tended to use. And yeah, it turned out really nice. This has been marinating overnight. So I have plenty of the ingredients here. I'm not going to make it right now because it's kind of a process, but I will show you what I have, and I'll tell you exactly how you do it. Now I started with green bananas. And when I say green bananas, green cooking bananas, there's in a different section in the grocery store. There will be green bananas in the bananas you buy to eat, as regular bananas, but usually they'll be labeled as green cooking bananas, and you want to get them just as green as possible. Now what I did with these is I cut the ends off, and then I sliced down the peel, and I took the peel off of it. And then I cut it into about 1-inch pieces, about like that, more or less. And then what I did is I brought a pot of water to a boil, and once the water was at a boil, I dropped them in there. Now this is very important because you don't want mushy green banana in there, or mushy plantain if you're going to use that. So you want to stand there with a fork, because it's not going to take very long. I don't even know if it took a full minute, but constantly just let it boil and be checking them, because you don't want to let it cook soft all the way through like you were just going to eat that as a green banana, which they're also good like that. But you just want it where your fork can go in it just a little bit, because as you'll see in the process, what we're using here is going to break it down and soften it up some more. So like I say, you just want it kind of not even quite al dente. So what you're going to do is when you boil these, then when you take them out, you're going to, I did anyway, because I like smaller pieces. What I did was I cut them into the 1-inch pieces, sliced the banana, and then I cut those banana pieces into either 3 or 4 pieces just to break it down a little bit more. Then I finally chopped up a red bell pepper, finally chopped up some purple onion, red onion. Now some people will use just regular onion, white onion, or yellow onion, but I like red onion. I use red onion in almost everything. And then also too, I don't have my cilantros in the fridge. I use some cilantro, and then plenty of lime juice. You want enough lime juice to pretty much cover the mixture, or at least mostly cover it. It doesn't quite cover it if you see it's up to like this. And you're just going to chop out while I prepped it all at one time. I cut up my bananas and I chopped everything so it was ready. So as soon as they came out of the pot, or where they were boiling, I mixed everything up. And I squeezed my lime juice. Now I put it in here so you could see it a little bit better, but I actually stored it in here, because what I would do is after I put it all together, I'd put my top on, and I did this a few times throughout just to make sure all those juices and taste were getting in there, and voila. Oh, and also too, I used just a couple of dashes of pink Himalayan salt, and then I put the top on this, and I let it sit in the refrigerator. Now I made this yesterday. I was going to do the video yesterday, and I tried it about 2 or 3 hours later, and it was already good, but I knew that those juices that would soak it up a little bit more, and that lime, that citrus would kind of it almost has like a cooking process. It would settle in and soften that stuff up. So what I ended up doing was just letting it sit in the fridge overnight. It got really good. And honestly, for a first time, this I couldn't have expected any better. Now this is good. You can put it. You can put it on top of stuff. It's a great topping. You can put it on. You can put it on a salad. If you're eating cooked, you can put it on beans and sweet potatoes, which is probably what I'm going to do. Or if you're going to a party, especially with the holiday season coming up, you could take it for an appetizer somewhere. And if you're taking it there for like finger food or an appetizer, if you've got a dehydrator and you make healthy crackers, make some crackers of some sort in there. You can make some chips of some sort in your dehydrator. Or, like I say, if you're going to a holiday gathering, most of the folks there, they're just trying something plant-based might be a feat. So, just maybe at your local Whole Foods or wherever that sells better stuff, get you some healthy crackers of some sort that don't have a lot of ingredients in them. Or you can do like I do sometimes. I like to serve things like if I'm having hummus or something that's a dip or something like this, just some cucumber slices or whatever, but serve it however you like. But I definitely recommend making this, and it's not expensive to make. I think I bought like six green bananas, and they were like $1.50 for 6 of them. So it's super cheap, doesn't have a lot of ingredients, doesn't take a lot of time, and I think you'll enjoy it. So anyhow, hope you enjoyed this video. If you make this, I always like enjoying when people tell me that they have made it and they enjoy it themselves. So give it a try, let me know what you think, and have a beautiful rest of the week. Peace.